People deluded. Now, forgive me for butchering his name, but Lukas Klostermann, hopefully I've said his name correctly, the right back of Leipzig, and Tyler Adams. Now, I like both of these players. Now, we'll start with Lukas. He's been linked with Arsenal before, and since he was linked, I've been watching him a bit more under the eye for Leipzig, and I must admit, I wouldn't say I don't think anything of him, but I can see why he'd be linked with us, but I'm not necessarily convinced. I think he's all right defensively. I do think he could be a bit aggressive, a bit more aggressive. I do think at times it's probably too easy to get past him and he's a bit too nice. Having said that, I think he's all right going forward, man. I think he's able to play a good final pass with either foot, and he shows a willingness to do that. I think he's committed. I think he's got a good engine. I think he tracks runners okay. So he's a decent sort of fullback, and I can see why he was linked with Arsenal. He's a bit of a steady Eddie, in my opinion. So, yeah, probably want to see a bit more. He's 22. Like I said, want to see a bit more, but he probably would cut his teeth at Arsenal. For me, though, probably more promising is Tyler Adams. Now, I feel America actually have some, or North American nations actually have some good talents coming about now. Some that are at European clubs, like Sargent of Bremen, and some that are just dotted about everywhere. Tyler Adams, for me, is a bad boy. I think he can play a couple of positions. I mean, if you saw the final ball he played for, I think, Poulsen's last goal, technically his first assist in the Bundesliga, was a good pass. Now, I think he's a steady Eddie. I don't think he's a player that's going to get you out of your seats. But, I mean, you can't underestimate just simply being competent at your job. I feel he defends well. I think he wins the ball back well. I think he recycles possession well. Passing, I mean, I wouldn't call his passing basic, but I think he shows a reluctance to play that killer pass he's got in his locker. I wouldn't say he's like Fernandinho, but he's like Fernandinho in the sense that he wins the ball back, he makes the other team shine, he just does his job. His positioning is very good, he's just in the right position all the time. 20 years of age, he's a midfielder. I don't want to say I've watched him, but not extensively to be saying this, but my opinion is that I think he would make a proper quality fullback if he was to do that full-time thing, because he's got the engine, he's aggressive in winning the ball back, he can win the ball back, he's got a positive attitude. There's a lot to like about young Tyler Adams, in my opinion, man. I've really been impressed with how he's taken to the Bundesliga so far. And yeah, man, he's got, like I said, man, he just does his job really and truly. Like, I think that's underrated. Is he gonna hit a crossfield pass from 50 meters? No. Is he gonna bang a Gerrard screamer from 30 meters? No. He's not gonna do them Neymar skills and dribble past people. He hasn't got ball retention like Hazard, but he does his job. He lets other people shine. His positioning is good. Ultimately, he's consistent and competent, to very underrated aspects in just being a professional footballer. So these are two players I liked at Leipzig, man. I'm keen to see how they progress. If I had to move for one, I'd move for Tyler Adams. Would make him a right back myself, man. I feel a bit like Arsene Wenger, but that would be my project, man. Just bend him into a right back. I feel he could be a top right back, in my opinion, man. I think he's got everything. Midfield, he can be a good midfielder, and he is a good midfielder, but you know how these things are, they're political people. Or he could just alternate between both of them. But yeah, man, I feel Leipzig got a couple players that are decent, man. The big one we want is Canute. I mean, from the game I saw against Stuttgart, he's a very good defender. I've spoken about him before, but the only issue I can see of him is that probably a bit hands-on in areas you don't need to be, especially when forced out wide to make a challenge. But he's lovely, man. The way he tracks runners, the way he clears with conviction, he's a good centre-half, and he's only 19. It's scary. But I've got nothing more to add, so I'm going to keep it pushing, people. Guys, deluded, I'm out.